Hi, I'm Nell and welcome to the channel. Have you wondered why there's so much new light going on in the Jehovah's Witness organization? Where is all this new light coming from and why? Have you wondered that? I have. Let's talk about it. Now, recently Jehovah's Witnesses, just gave us this new light alert, informing its rank members that it's okay to obtain higher education after 100+ years of, thumbing their noses at higher education. But have you wondered, like me, where's all this new light coming from? What is really going on? And what will be next? Well, I have a couple of theories I would like to share with you, and let me know what you think in the comment section. Now, my first rationale, critical thinking, would lead me to believe that something is happening in the membership rolls of Jehovah's Witnesses. Now, data says, and according to the Detroit Free Press, 70,000 Jehovah's Witnesses are disfellowship, new light alert, removed from the congregation every year. 70,000 people. Now, let's put that number over here. Then you have an undocumented number of people who are, or Jehovah's Witnesses, who are inactive on purpose or who have faded from the organization or just stop coming. You have that group of people where the numbers have not been published. So let's set that group over here. Then you have 66% of born-again Jehovah's Witness youth who leave the organization every year. So they're leaving, they're not getting baptized, they're not doing anything. Or like my parents used to say, they're doing nothing with the truth. So you have that group right here. So those are three distinct groups of Jehovah's Witnesses or those affiliated with Jehovah's Witnesses who, for some reason, are not counted as members. That is a significant number of people who leave Jehovah's Witnesses by force or voluntarily every year. When you have numbers in a group like that leaving the organization, do you know what follows them? Their money, their wallets, their bank accounts, their pocketbooks. All of that money leaves the organization every single year. So as any good business would do when they are faced with such a crisis, that business will have to ask themselves, why are our members leaving, or why is the money leaving? And then what can we do to stop the hemorrhage of money leaving our business? Because remember, Jehovah's Witnesses is really a business. Well, let me put it like this. The Jehovah's Witnesses is the religious aspect of the organization, but Watchtower, 2 words, is the business entity. Remember, this organization started off as a business first and a religion second. Okay? So the religion feeds the what? The business. So when the religion hits a crisis, that crisis feeds into the what? The business. So Jehovah's Witnesses are evidently the business aspect. The Watchtower are feeling the crisis of the number of Jehovah's Witnesses who are forced out of the organization and those who voluntarily leave the organization. They are feeling the numbers, the crunching of the numbers. Now, yes, Jehovah's Witnesses are indeed, or Watchtower Corporation are indeed, or the Bible and Tract Society, they are a multi-billion-dollar privately held business. They have business holdings in so many different things in this country and all over the world, like you would never have ever imagined. Jehovah's Witnesses, or Watchtower Corporation, they have or did have significant real estate holdings in the city of New York, worth billions of dollars when sold. But the thing is that Jehovah's Witnesses have lawsuits that have to be fought. Jehovah's Witnesses are losing grant monies from different countries. They're losing their subsidies. Okay? Jehovah's Witnesses are building studios, movie complexes that would rival Tyler Perry's studio in Atlanta or Paramount Studios in Hollywood. All right? Jehovah's Witnesses, or Watchtower, has more money going out than they probably do coming in. If you get a chance, attend your local Kingdom Hall. If you are a former Jehovah's Witness, attend a congregational meeting right around the time when they read the accounts report. The accounts report usually is read towards the end of the month, and usually the account servant posts the congregation financial affairs or businesses on the public billboard located sometimes at the back of the Kingdom Hall or at the front of the Kingdom Hall. And go over that statement, and you will find that what your congregation, your local Jehovah's Witness congregation, is donating to the Worldwide Fund, which is Watchtower, the corporation, is pennies of what Jehovah's Witnesses used to contribute back in the day. Let's say 20 years ago. The donations are very, very meager. So, when you think about the new light on higher education, that was something that Jehovah's Witnesses did not have a choice in letting go, kicking to the curb. Why? Because after 100 or so years of poo-pooing higher education, what Jehovah's Witnesses or Watchtower recognizes today is that a high school diploma is just not going to make it for most people today. Many people have to go and walk the halls of higher learning to be able to take care of their families, whether it be from a institution at a community college, a vocational technical school, technical college, or a 4-year institution. Because what Jehovah's Witnesses created was generations of impoverished Jehovah's Witnesses. So now, with the organization having so many large-scale projects going on and trying to fight lawsuits and losing, by the way, losing grants and subsidies, the monies that Jehovah's Witnesses or Watchtower calculated to be coming into the organization is not coming in anymore. So they have to look to the rank and file for the money. And the best way to do that is to invest in its members. And how do you invest in your members? By relaxing some of the rules. Because if we know the organization is losing members, then most certainly Watchtower knows it's losing members. So it had to have a meeting to figure out how to prevent further hemorrhage, how to gain money, and how to sustain its members. So, since you have 66% of born-in Jehovah's Witness youth who are leaving the organization or never getting baptized, how can you retain the young people? Because you need the young people. Because the young people, if you indoctrinate them right and you make things appealing to them and appease them, you may be able to get them to stay. So recently, within the last couple of years, Watchtower has relaxed its requirements, its age requirements, or lifted age requirements for young people to become young men, to become ministerial servants. Now, a ministerial servant can be appointed as young as 18. Now, elders can be appointed as young as the age of 30. That's one of the ways that Jehovah's Witnesses or Watchtower is trying to retain its members, lifting the ban on beards. That's another way that Jehovah's Witnesses or Watchtower is trying to sustain and keep its members, especially the young people. Letting young people know that it's okay to go and achieve or go and get that degree, earn that degree, walk the halls of higher learning, allowing young people to do that. Watchtower hopes that young people will stay and remain in the organization. Another thing or reason why there's so much new light going on in the Jehovah's Witness organization is the fact that where is Armageddon? Where is it? Is it over there? Is it over there? Is it behind that door? Is it around the corner? Brother Let, where is the great tribulation? I know you said we're in the last part of the last of the last of the last part of the last days. But when is it going to be the end? Given that a lot of Jehovah's Witnesses who were around in 1975 are now between the ages of 70 and 90. That group is getting old, and they are fading out. When that generation leaves, Generation X and the generations after Generation X will make up the majority of Jehovah's Witnesses. You have Generation X members on the governing body, 3 of them. A lot of rules, regulations, and doctrines that we as Generation Xers were raised on, as a Jehovah's Witness, they never made sense. Never made any sense. And now you have Generation X on the governing body. A lot of these theories and doctrines that Jehovah's Witnesses have had are going out the window because they never made sense to begin with. They were only put in place to put a chokehold on the rank and file Jehovah's Witnesses. And now that you have Generation X members on the governing body, a lot of that old, tired ridiculousness is going to the wayside, just falling by the wayside. Like the new light on toasting, the new light on brothers being able to wear beards, the new light on not having to wear a suit and tie to the Kingdom Hall all the time, and the new light on women being able to wear pants to the Kingdom Hall. All of those things are being put in place by Generation Xers, not my parents' generation of Jehovah's Witnesses, and certainly not my grandparents' generation of Jehovah's Witnesses. That's purely a Generation X thing. And to keep Jehovah's Witnesses who are members of the Generation X in the congregation, this is why there's so much new light afoot. And trust me, if Generation X Jehovah's Witnesses continue to have their way, you'll be celebrating birthdays, and the blood transfusion situation will also become a personal choice. Why? Because it never made sense to begin with. And this is why you have so much new light. It is an all-out effort to attract and keep young Jehovah's Witnesses in the organization. And it is a last-ditch effort to keep an organization that's dying out from dying out completely. What are your thoughts on this? This is just my theory on why there's so much new light. But what are your thoughts? If you have not already subscribed to the channel, please go ahead and do so now. Hit that like button and then drop down in the comment section and let me know what you think, or why do you think there's been so much new light afoot in the Jehovah's Witness organization. I would like to know what you think. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.